all right, boys, I've made a change that I find very odd. And I wanted to talk about it with you guys because I told my sister about it yesterday, and she thought it was cool. But those really like cheeky self-help videos that you don't really want to watch because they all feel kind of scammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know those. You know those ones you like. If you never seen those, do you open up YouTube, Drew?
Yeah.
Because I get self-help videos advertised to me all the time.
Well, yeah,
Like, are you sad kind of video?
No. So like, this is what all men at 25 will fail to do. Stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Like-
I've seen ads for those.
Yeah. There's been this one guy. I'm not gonna name his name because I forgot it. But yeah. So he put out a video the other day, and the title got me. It was like, "This is why you should be using your phone in black and white."
You got baited.
Yeah, he baited me, and I was like, I have to know because I stopped watching self-help videos like that probably like 6 months to a year ago because I got into it for a little bit, and then I was like, man, all of this is the same thing. Everybody's spouting the same stuff, and it just hurts my brain to think about. So I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm not going to watch these anymore. And then this guy got me with this one that was, this is why you should be using your phone in black and white. And so yesterday, I changed my phone to black and white to test it out.
Sev.
To test it out because they say what the guy said. I didn't read any studies on this. Normally, if I'm thinking about something, like I'll go into studies and stuff because I like reading them, especially when it comes to like fitness and health and all of those kinds of things. This time, I didn't. I went immediately into let's test it out mode. So I turned my phone to black and white. And in the past 36 hours since I've done it, I've noticed little to no difference, except for things are black and white. And
Great, love that.
So what it's supposed to happen, what was spouted in this video was you should turn it to black and white if you find yourself using your phone super often, if like especially if you're like scrolling social media all the time, stuff like that, to get yourself not to do that. Now, I have never been a frequent social media scroller. I maybe scroll social media for 30 minutes a week. So that's never been a problem by me, except every now and then I'll get sucked into the negative Twitter sphere just to see who's dumb. And that'll be like once a week. I'll get sucked into that for like 15, 20 minutes and that's it. So I've never been like a frequent user except I use YouTube maybe like 2 hours a day. Like I'm on YouTube all the time, whether I'm looking at the screen or whether I'm not looking at the screen. So I was like, I wonder if this will make me watch less YouTube. I'm just curious. So I've been opening up my phone. Like I'll show you guys right now. It's on black and white. So it looks very boring, right? Very boring, really,
Okay.
very dull. Though I will say all my pictures and stuff look so crisp in black and white. I feel like the pixels just went higher.
I was going to say, it looks classy to me.
Yeah, like, this is my home screen in black and white.
Ooh.
So I don't dislike it. I do dislike now that when I watch YouTube, that I don't know what the video looks like because it's in black and white. Like all videos are in black and white. I watched a Voice Critical video earlier in black and white, but I still found myself opening it up to check. So I'm going to keep it there for a little bit, maybe until I go off to basic in a couple of days and then turn it back. We'll see. So I'm testing it out, but I wanted to let you guys know that I've made this change in my life for probably the next couple of days before I change it back.
Well, what was the rationale? Do you remember? Like, what's it supposed to do?
Yeah, it's supposed to cut down your like phone usage because you're so used to being like getting those dopamine hits every time you open it up and you see those bright colors pulling you in. Sort of like why McDonald's chose to use red and yellow for their advertising, or why you advertise things in red because red like spawns you to like do things immediately.
Gotcha.
So by not having the color there, it's more dull. It doesn't pull you in as much. Like you don't get as much of an emotional response from it.
Well, I kind of like that because you're kind of like, going against the advertiser's intent. Because,
Exactly.
Color is such a big part of...
I will say, no advertisements have pulled me in that time because I see them and I'm like, oh, there's this big gray block that has nothing to do with the video I'm watching. I'm not looking at that. And also going on Amazon, I don't feel like buying as much.
Really?
That's big. That's a big one. Is I opened up Amazon earlier today to see because I had some stuff already ordered, but when I was scrolling through, nothing looked I didn't want anything because I knew everything there was like everything was in black and white. It didn't look interesting.
Huh.
So I did notice that. Like maybe it fixes my shopping. Now, the guy in the video recommended changing like your computers to black and white, all of the stuff, and I was like, I am not changing my computers and like everything to black and white. I will change my phone because that's what I'm on most often, and everything else will stay the same because I find that I can use everything else for their utility purposes. Like, why would I change my TV to black and white whenever I want to watch The Last of Us?
Yeah, see, I feel like that's almost an anti-tech kind of a statement.
Exactly.
It's like, because I get wanting to pull away from your phone. You're on your phone all day long. You're always looking at it. It's always in your pocket. There's always the temptation, right, to just stop doing what you're doing. Read your text or watch a video or something. But I don't like the idea of like, not watching The Last of Us or not watching something on my computer or whatever it may be.
Right. So I think there are limits to what you should do, but I'm going to test it out and see how it goes. I don't know if I'll find any difference out of it except for the shopping thing. I think the shopping thing might actually be, I might be onto something there.
Yeah, when you first brought this up, I was like, oh, you stupid. That seems so stupid. But now, just thinking about it in my man brain without doing any research, it seems like plausible, maybe.
So, did he mention anything about blue light? Because I was that would make your eyes feel better.
Yeah, I bet this probably makes it easier to sleep when you're using your phone because blue light, keeps you awake and everything. So that's probably nice, but you can also do that if you just change to the warm setting. Like you put your phone on like the nighttime settings to where it changes to warm colors at night. That helps a lot. Blue light glasses, I have those. I wear them sometimes, but I usually wear them as a fashion statement and not as for their intended purpose of wearing them every night so that way you fall asleep fine.
I try to wear them while I'm working because I'm sitting in a computer all day long.
Good idea.
But I feel like when I wear them, I feel better because it's a placebo thing. It's like people tell you like you should wear these blue light glasses. So I put them on, and within a few minutes, I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. I'm so cool. But I don't know if it's actually making me feel better or if I just feel better.
I think it's more of like a long-term thing. I don't think you should be feeling it immediately. Like,
see, that's what I'm saying. I think it's fake.
It's not like caffeine or anything where like you feel it within minutes.
Yeah.
No, you should. If you're gonna feel effects, you should probably notice them over the course of a few days.
That's what I was thinking. I think it's complete placebo for me. Like as soon as I put it on, which I know it does help long term, obviously. But I'm definitely getting this fake feel better sensation, which is not true. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, hey, I feel better, I guess.
Yeah. No, I do like blue light glasses because they're an excuse for me to wear glasses, and I feel like in certain times I look good in glasses, and then other times I'm like, ooh, today's not a glasses day.
Well, not in black and white though.
Oh, speaking of black and white, welcome to Table Talk Friday. My name is Seth Pittman, and I'm joined by my two lovely friends, Zachary Carvon and Andrew Romano. I said your names backwards that time. How are you boys doing today?
I'm feeling pretty good, Seth. Glad you said at the beginning of the episode again. It always makes me feel like we're on schedule. Living my life to the fullest. I'm exhausted. There was a small car crash on the way here, but, that's sad. We're going to talk about happy things. Zach, tell us something, please. Please, just a little bit more happy, a little more positive vibes.
That's all he's got.
Yeah, I'm full of positive vibes. In fact, I'm just really excited to talk about our topic for today. So that's something positive, right?
Woo! There you go.
Which is 6th and maybe 7th level spells. We'll see what happens.
Yes, but first I want to do my news updates because I'm totally ready to talk about these.
Well, please go ahead with your news updates.
So I'm super excited because, as I mentioned in my recent solo episode, I think I already have that up. Oh no, it was on a Patreon post show, my bad. On one of our Patreon post shows, we did finally resolve the situation with Wizards of the Coast and the OGL. Woohoo, go, we won. We got everything we wanted. So the SRD 5.1 has been uploaded to Creative Commons, meaning that 5e is ours, baby. We own the rights. It's all, well, everyone owns the rights. It's like basically 5e is like public domain now. And when I talked about it on the post show, I was very excited about this and explained that we would resume making, 5e content. We're not like boycotting or anything like that. So, 5e is our game. We get to do with it whatever we want, and we'll see where 1D&D and everything goes in the future. But we also got a post from Kobold Press the other day, my favorite third-party creator, who announced during the whole OGL situation that they would be making a game they're calling Project Black Flag. Now, we got a little more information on it today when they talked about like their playtest and everything coming up in February, which sadly we won't get to play until we've got like a whole bunch more material on it, which honestly, it might be nice to come back to a bunch of material to mess around with that. So, I wanted to go ahead and go over the blog post today. And get a little bit of thoughts from you boys because I'm actually really happy with the route they're going with it as opposed to being like, hey, we're making an entire Pathfinder. So they said, Kobold Press thanks our colleagues at Wizards of the Coast for listening to the community and responding by releasing the SRD 5.1 into Creative Commons. This change ensures that 5e remains available to everyone, including Kobold Press. But what does that mean for Project Black Flag? First, Project Black Flag. Project Black Flag is going forward. Our timeline is unchanged. The first phase of playtesting releases at the end of February 2023. Regardless of what comes, Project Black Flag remains core compatibility with the 5e products you own and know and love, but with a Kobold spin. Project Black Flag will embrace 5e and expand upon it. Our goal is to keep 5e products vibrant and available in print and on our virtual tabletop partner platforms. Project Black Flag is one step in making this a reality. Join us this week for Project Black Flag Friday as we detail some revisions and unique design goals for Project Black Flag and new information on playtest Phase 1. So, what got me really excited about this is they're basically competing with 1D&D. Where they're saying, hey, we're the third party, we're going to take 5e and make it our own, which is super exciting to me because they're like, oh, well, we're going to take 5e and update it. So, hey, if you don't want to risk anything in the future, like there's going to be a lot of 1D&D stuff coming out if things don't end up going the way we want with that, hey, we are taking our own system. And I'm not gonna, guys, I have the Tome of Heroes, and the mechanics in this thing are like super, super sound. They add a whole bunch of extra like mechanics and everything that I get really excited about, and I'd be really excited to see what they do with their own 5e based system. So we know, like, if we end up liking what they make in the future, oh, well, we still want to use 5e. We do the exact same character creation process, use what they have in there, and use like some of the modules that we've been wanting to play for like the longest time. So very excited, but I want to hear what you boys think.
So it is 5e or it is not
No.
5e?
So it's just like 1D&D where like it's backwards compatible. That's what they're saying. Like, hey, we're making our own system and it's based completely around 5e. Like stat blocks will be the same, like same style and everything. Character classes and everything will be the same. You'll be rolling up your characters in the exact same method. It's like an updated 5e.
Oh.
Right.
Okay, so why wouldn't we want to use this one? This one just sounds better.
Yeah.
I'm in. I mean, why not have an updated 5e? That seems like a no-brainer, no?
And made by people that I actually like really, really trust. Like I've been reading through their products all day, which I want to talk about on the next episode we do. But I've been reading through their products all day today, and I'm just like, man, this is good. Like this is really good.
Yeah, no, I think this is exciting, and it's comforting to know that because we have 5e in Creative Commons, I mean, I know where we have demonstrated a lot of excitement over 1D&D and the playtest and where D&D is headed, but it's comforting to know if we don't like where it's headed and you know, when the time comes and the official 1D&D books come out and we're just not feeling it, it's nice to know that there's, you know, another option maybe going in an adjacent direction that we can go for. I'm all for it.
I can't wait to playtest it, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially because especially for a group like ours where a lot of us have a lot of things going on, you know, I may be the one who has the most time to sit down and just mess with things right now. Maybe 5 days from now I won't. But, yeah, whenever, like, I sit down and I spend a lot of time messing with a lot of this stuff, but it would be a big task to ask our entire group to learn a whole new system, right? So I'd be excited to be like, hey, this is the baseline we're using. We roll up characters the same way. You make your character the same way. Do everything the exact same. But this is the book we're using today. So I'm all for it. I'm very excited to see where it leads. And one last thing before we move on to spells. Lots of influence are going to be having interviews with Kyle Brink over the next week and a half or so. I believe by like next Friday or something, we'll have a lot of info. But Wizards of the Coast sent out emails to tons of influencers like, hey, you get an hour with Kyle Brink, who is the creative director, the guy who put out those posts. And so we're going to have a lot of information in the next week on, you get an hour to ask whatever questions you want. They get to vet the questions beforehand so Kyle can prepare. But the influencer keeps all the stuff. They don't have to say yes to the video they post. So whatever they say, like, is free game. So they're working really hard to change that reputation back around after what happened over this last month. So I am excited to see what is said there and what their potential future is, because I think we will get a lot of answers. I think we'll get a lot of PR speak, which is, you know, par for the course. A lot of like, well, I can't give too much information on that, or well, like this, the intern, like it was just really hard for us at this time. I think we'll get a whole lot of that, but maybe there will be some cool information that's coming out. I don't know.
I feel like this poor guy's gonna get grilled for hours on end by these influencers.
Yeah, well, a lot of the influencers are genuinely like really nice people. Like just from what I've seen of them from them on the internet, where nothing is a lie. They all seem very genuine and like a part of the community because they love the game. So I don't think they'll be outwardly rude to him.
No, that's fair. I gotta say I'm beyond hyped to playtest different things, and I know we've already tried, Monster of the Week. We've talked about some different systems, and especially with this new system where it's basically just upgraded, 5e. I almost feel like I want to get back to my safety place. So just like let's just play 5e,
Oh, we'll be talking about that in the next episode.
Good.
Well, I will say nothing more. Ooh.
So let's move on to our topic of the day, which is 6th and 7th level spells. And I'll be honest, boys, before your truck pulled into the driveway, I was looking at spells, and I have like 2 that I want to talk about.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. 6th and 7th level spells, there are some cool ones in there, but they're few and far between. You have to kind of dig between the lines and really start scraping into these spells to get a good understanding of what they do, whether they're worth it, and I find myself really having to compare them a lot to other spells that are lower level or even just a little bit higher. So I am interested to hear what you guys think of as far as better 6th and 7th level spells, especially since I've taken a few myself at this level as Wizard. I think I'm, what, were we 16th level now?
Yeah.
16th?
Yeah, 16th level.
Yeah, that's 13 levels of Wizard,
It's a
boy.
big deal, boys. We're up there.
Woo-wee!
Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and start us off, and I'll give my opinion. I think you guys might be sleeping on some good 6th level spells, but
What, Zach? Teleport?
that's a 7th level spell.
Oh,
Seth,
sorry. I was
get
in the
out of
7th
here,
level
Seth,
spell.
get-
Sorry, did I say that? I meant teleport or transport via plants.
Yeah. that
Oh,
one.
yeah, that one.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about transport via plants because I think it is
Transport.
Yeah, it's transport. I'm in the transport. I don't know what that means. Anyway.
Yeah. Cancel Zach. Anyways,
Get canceled.
Yeah, before we started this episode, we did mention we wanted to get canceled today. So
yeah, since I'm leaving and all, may as well just end it now.
yeah, that'd be nice. Anyway, transport via plants.
Oh my gosh, Zach. Woo!
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this. Transport via plants is I wouldn't say it's a frequently cast spell. It's used only by druids, and so you have to be a high enough level druid to cast this spell. But it's kind of cool, very flavorful version of teleport, which teleport's a 7th level spell. Transport via plants is a 6th level spell, and I don't believe druids ever get access to teleport. So it's handy. In any case, it's a 1 round thing. Essentially, you cast this spell on a large or larger plant within 10 feet of you, and then for the duration of the round, any creature that goes through that plant basically goes through a portal and comes out through another plant anywhere on the same plane of existence as you, provided you've touched that plant before. So it seems really cool as just like this, there's this secret
Little
network
fast travel mechanic.
of, druids know how to get around in this super fast, keen way in tune with nature, where wizards, they'll have their teleportation circles or just teleport. I think it's cool that there's this flavorful option that exists, but I don't think it's making my point very well for why 6th level spells are awesome.
Well, no, I do actually, because we see this very frequently cast. Drew, do we not?
Oh yeah, all
not
the time.
Not at our table, but Vox Machina
That is true. That is
cast
true.
it all the time. And now with the Legend of Vox Machina Season 2, Episode 1, it's used right away.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Because, I'm not going to get into any spoilers for Season 2. But yes, transport via plants is actually well used at the Critical Role table, and I guarantee you that more people who play high level have used it thanks to that show and or just their live play.
Well, and a nice caveat about transport via plants, and a reason that you might even want to use it over teleport, is it does have, there's not a restriction to the number of creatures that you can transport with it. So, whereas teleport, I believe
As many as you can in 6 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So, you get everyone around. It's basically like a 30-foot radius, or anyone faster than that who can sprint full speed into the tree. you can get them there. Whereas teleport is, up to 8 creatures. Teleportation circle is it's a 10-foot circle. So I'm sure there's some case where the number of creatures has mattered and transport via plants has been used for that. But
In Critical Role. I won't mention Critical Role any further for the next 2 episodes.
thank you.
See, this spell is actually pretty nuts because of almost the evacuation feel of this. Like if there's something going on in a city, like maybe a volcano's erupting nearby or something, maybe there's some druids in the local forest that come up to the edge of the city and like go, 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 and all the people start flooding into the forest to get away. That's pretty cool, being able to teleport mass amounts of people.
Yes.
But what does scare me about this spell, which I immediately think of when I think of this, is it's for the duration of the round, right? So you cast it and then jump through, and at that point, different from other teleportation spells, you have to hope that your friends also jump through that tree. So with other spells like teleportation, which we'll get into right now, but it goes off instantly, right? So we've done this in a few scenarios in our campaign with different types of teleportation spells, teleportation circle and all that kind of stuff. But, we've held the spell and then had everyone run up to it, and then we teleport out in the blink of an eye, right? It happens. It goes off for sure. We make sure we're all good to go. But God forbid 3 of your buddies get through something. Maybe it's dispelled. Who knows? Maybe someone grapples your friend and they can't get through the tree. And then you're just waiting as the 6 seconds pass. One of your buddies doesn't come through the other end.
Yeah.
What do? You got to go back. You got to teleport
you make
back.
a new character.
That's oh my God, that's just terrible. I feel the suspense of like someone just hanging off one of the branches of the tree, like no, as the big bad's pulling on their foot, yanking away from the tree.
Their hand gets cut off as the tree closes.
Oh, that would be. Oh, does it specify if you
It
get like
doesn't.
chopped? See, I feel like you should get chopped in half.
I would look at the player and go,
Tree.
"Are you cool if I cut your hand off?"
I'll say that's not a problem with the spell, though. I think that's awesome flavor because really it adds drama to the moment. If you're casting transport via plants under duress, that just comes with the territory. If you want everyone to get through, have the barbarian pick up the slow guy.
No, I love it. I think that's awesome.
I think it's cool, but as a fun little snippet improv, Mr. DM, how much damage would you deal to somebody if they reach their hand through this teleportation plant teleportation, whatever the fuck is it called, and they lost their hand? How much damage would you deal to them?
I don't know. I don't think I would. Given that moment, given that it's probably very cinematic, their hand would get cut off.
Mm-hmm. But there's got to be a balance, right? So you can't do too little damage, but can't do too much.
But do you need to do damage? Because you cut them off from the rest of the party and then cut to the other side.
They just lost their hand. They absolutely need to have damage.
Yeah, the hand gets cut off and you cut away, and no one knows what happens to that character.
I
don't think I would deal direct damage because I don't want anybody to know what happened.
That's fair. I'm sure there are some homebrew rules for dismemberment, though. In my mind, I would probably say just like as a flat rule, if you're losing a limb in one hit,
you go unconscious.
Yeah, and it doesn't specify. Yeah, you go unconscious, and it does at least half of your hit point maximum because you're maybe it doesn't kill you outright. So like with the stipulation, you drop by half of your hit point total down to 1.
I don't know. I'm looking at my hand right now. I feel like I could cut it off and be okay.
Yeah, you think so?
But you
Not like
be,
okay.
You wouldn't be in fighting shape after.
No, I wouldn't be in fighting shape after. You're right. So yeah, at least half my hit points.
Would you consider
5.
a clean? Would you consider it a clean magical cut, or do you think it would be like rough? You'd have to like heal it up. I don't know.
I don't know. It depends on like the nature of the spell. Maybe this is the type of tree.
Well,
Some trees might crush it, and then other trees might just slice it.
You see, I'm still picturing a gaping wound with blood spurting out, though. Like, maybe it is reasonable to have it drop you to 0 because honestly, if you're going unconscious and you've got an open wound and nothing to close it up, you will die. That's what happens.
I think I would have to rule it that you'd have to stabilize yourself in some way. You'd have to stop the bleeding, but it would do, God, I don't know, maybe half your health. I don't know. I feel like that seems reasonable for your hand suddenly being severed off. Although, to your point, maybe a different kind of tree. If it was a clean cut, maybe it'd be less, or maybe it would kind of close up on its own. I don't know.
Again, I wouldn't make it a direct numbers thing. I would cut away from that person.
But that would be. I would much rather take damage.
No.
I don't want to get away from
I
the party.
want
I'm
your
scared.
character cut away from.
No. That's way too
That's
scary.
the fun of the game.
That's
what's-
terrible.
No, that's what's fun for me. Like the second the party member's gone, it's like, ooh. Who knows?
What if that was how you
cliffhanger.
ended? I hate that we're talking about the same spell still, but what if that was how we ended, right? So you're going off to camp for a little while. So you're going to be
Camp?
gone.
I like how
It's
you
summer
said-
school. Summer school. You're going to summer school for 10 weeks, right? What if while you're at summer school, I was gone? Like Pyth or Oswin or anybody else was
Yeah.
just gone for 10 weeks. I
You
have
don't
to
know
think
what'll
about
happen on
that.
Sunday.
No, please just tell me how much damage I took. Please just tell me. I'll give you both my hands if you tell me where I am.
And I'll be like, all right, and that's that, and then I'll throw my phone over to you and say, hey, hold that till I get back, and then you can't contact me.
I would read all of your notes.
It's in black and white.
I can't read them if it's black and white.
Okay. This isn't the transport via plants episode. Next spell.
So I would like to give a spell. It is, to me, frequently cast in the mindset that if you have a big old boss or you have a very cinematic moment in a movie, to me there's a lot of ways that you see Arcane Gate in movies and cinema and all that kind of stuff.
Another
Right?
teleporting.
Another, might as well keep it in teleport, right?
We'll
Let's
wait
keep
till
it-
we get to 7th level. Ooh, it's gonna
Ooh.
change.
But Arcane Gate is really sick. So just basic understanding of the spell is wherever you're standing, I think you get like a 10-foot reach on it or something like that too. It's a short amount of reach. And then anything you can see as far as a flat surface 500 feet from you, you can create another portal there and one at your feet. So you can just walk through this portal at any point in time and be 500 feet away. That's sick. This is Dimension Door, but like mass.
2 levels higher.
It's 2 levels higher, but it's mass Dimension Door.
Yeah.
You could do this to a large amount of people, just like the plant spell as well. Of course, it only lasts so long, and it is 500 feet, so it's not miles or
Is it
anything
a
like
two-way
that.
door?
Yes, so anyone can cross through them, but it's concentration, so you can drop it at any time. I love the idea. You could use this spell in a number of ways. First of all, I love the idea that you could use it offensively, right?
I was about to say that.
Yeah, you push someone through this portal that's super far away, and then you cut it off, and then you have a bunch of your sharpshooters get ready with their
No,
crossbows
a
and
dragon
whatnot.
is flying full speed at you, and you put a portal in front of them, and then right above the ground, they fly straight into the ground.
Oh, that would be sick.
I love that too.
I would have them make like a deck save or something to not go into the portal, but like that would be so lit.
I'm
Maybe a deck save against your like Arcana or whatever your
maybe.
your spellcasting modifier is. So they make a deck save, but if your spellcasting modifier is better, then you cast it better than that.
I feel like
right
that's
from-
fair because it's a high level spell, but at the same time, they could dodge it.
Yeah.
So I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
So, I mean, just right there, there's a million ways you could use this spell. I have been sitting on the spell for a while. It's been in my spell book ever since I prepared it. I haven't got to use it yet.
You had the perfect moment.
But I know, I didn't know. So in our campaign, we're at high stakes right now. There's a lot going on. I have to make sure I'm always keeping my spell slots ready if we need to plane shift or if we need to teleport, something like that. 7th spell. We need to do something crazy like that. I need to have those spell slots ready. So we were in this cinematic moment where I could have used Arcane Gate to teleport the entire party right up to the boss, right in his little throne that we was sitting in, talking to one of our buddies. It would have been sick. But so you have to take advantage of it when you can. You got to use these spells when you can, boys. But Arcane Gate is really cool because think about how many things you've seen where something like this happens, right? The big bad walks through the portal. I'm thinking, I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan, right? So I love the idea as soon as the fight starts, like Quan Chi walks through the green portal with like the swirling green skulls, and he gives this cool one-liner right before you fight to the death. That's sick. It's very, very cinematic. It's very cool. And maybe it gives you an idea of how you flavor it. You could definitely flavor it like a large dimension door. It could just be like a double set of doors, which I think is kind of funny. But I love the idea that no matter what kind of mage or caster you are, you could flavor this in different colors too. It could be a big swirling arcane purple door, or it could be for my character Pyth. He's very divination based, and I always imagine divination magic as like a white. A lot of people say they imagine yellow, but I always imagine like this pristine white energy. You could walk through this big old like just. If you've ever seen like The Good Place, just the big white space, or like SpongeBob SquarePants where he walks into the what was it, like the
I can only imagine a Mario warp pipe. That's all I can think.
no, you can't. Oh, that would be cool though.
I think that's perfect.
That's literally all I can think about.
Which, if we ever play a high level one-off with Arcane Gate, I would love to play a Mario themed caster
I will
where you create. No, think about it.
I'm not DMing this.
How cool would that be? You create this big old pipe, right? And then you could have like Piranha Plant, you could have Bullet Bill, you could use like a star power. I don't know what spells you would use those with, but it would be sick, right? There's so many ways to flavor it that's really fun and all about flavor. And you do see this. So I'm counting it as frequently cast.
You know, invulnerability is a spell, so that's your star. Enlarge, reduce for your
oh,
mushroom.
that's true. That's true.
Oh no, we can't, guys.
What?
Fireball
I
or
can't. I
firebolt.
can't have us having Mario 5e.
No.
But why not?
No,
it
but
would be
could
so
be
fun.
done.
Imagine I've built up like a Lego tower and you guys are literally moving the pieces as combat. Like you have to jump and land on them, and I have you making rolls to actually hit them, like
no.
with the Mario Lego set.
This is great. You do double damage if you jump on someone's head.
No, believe me, this is a great idea for any group that wants to. That's not me. Like I am not cut out for this.
We'll play Pokemon 5e, but Mario 5e is just too much, I guess.
Yeah, it is because Pokemon is an RPG. So let me bring up my favorite one and probably this only 6th level spell. Given that I don't get to play, this only 6th level spell I think I will ever get to cast. Chain Lightning, the quintessential 6th level damage spell that's not disintegrate. Now Chain Lightning is really cool, and I got to use it this past week against you guys. It's basically a little tiny lightning bolt, right? Imagine you shoot it out and how lightning like bounces between people. It's like that. It deals an immense amount of damage. How much exactly?
10d8.
Exactly. 10d8 damage to the target you hit, and then if there are other targets within 30 feet, the lightning bounces to them. Up to 3. So, and they all have to be within 30 feet of the original person that it hit. So you hit the first person, and then it bounces between 3 others within 30 feet of the original person. So I got to use it this past week on 2 people, and that felt great. I can't imagine if I had hit the whole party.
Did you hit us with Chain Lightning?
Yeah.
When?
Were you not paying attention?
Maybe I was looking down.
Gargouth and Aerofras got hit with Chain Lightning.
Yep.
Oh, I can't believe I missed this.
Yeah,
I don't remember this being cast. That's insane.
Or Orobos cast it.
Yeah, they could just do that
God.
shit.
Yeah, they had multiple.
Where were me and Hakili with Counterspell?
Way on the other side.
Yeah, you couldn't see it.
Yeah, no, I tried to cast Chain Lightning on you guys, and Hakili counterspelled it.
Oh, yeah, see, I'm glad he did that.
Yeah.
I didn't want that.
So, Chain Lightning is the quintessential 6th level damage spell. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, and what I like about Chain Lightning is it does feel just more. There's more prestige to it, right? Because ultimately it's not that different from a fireball when you get right down to it. But I love the mechanics of it, where there's you hit the one guy and then it arcs and bounces over to the others, and 10d8 damage is nothing to sneeze at. I think that this, much like a lot of the other high level spells, is a nice one for the DM to have, just to make your players shit their pants.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And keep in mind, that's a whole lot of damage for one person, right? At 6th level, right, you hit 4 people with 1, you can upcast it for more. When you upcast it, you get an additional arc every time. So you could get an additional 3 lightning beams off Chain Lightning at a maximum
Now,
of
you're not
9th
going to
level.
use your 9th level spell for that. So
I don't
maybe
know. That might be
8th
worth
level.
it. That's pretty sick, though.
That's actually pretty disgusting, though. When you think about, you upcast a spell, usually it does an extra, damage die. This does an extra D10 or 10d8, of damage. That's a lot.
That's an average of 45 every time.
For
Yeah.
each person.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. I absolutely love this.
No,
But
that's great.
I haven't got to cast this yet, but I'm going to cast it so frequently, guys. Oh, you don't even know.
And I do thoroughly believe this is a frequently cast spell.
Yeah, it's probably the most frequently cast spell. I've even done it as the DM
Of all of
once.
them.
Yeah.
Screw Cure Wounds. Take Chain Lightning at first level.
No, out of 6
Magic
level spells.
Missile? Nah.
You
Chain
know what I'm
Lightning.
talking about. Anyway, I'm going on to the next spell.
We're
Which
on
is,
something today.
so this is what I think is my favorite 6th level spell of all. I just want to get into it because I've been itching to cast this spell. I don't know when I'm going to get to, but one of these days, mark my words, it's Flesh to Stone.
Ooh, that's an interesting
Please
one.
explain it to me.
Yeah, so this spell, you attempt to turn a creature that you can see within range into stone. Essentially, they have to make a Constitution saving throw, or they immediately, their skin begins to harden, and they are restrained, and they essentially they start to turn into stone. After they fail that first save, if they succeed, nothing happens, which sucks. but it's because this is a very powerful spell for 6th level. So they fail. From that point, their skin continues to harden. They are restrained. They're stuck in place. And they have to succeed at the end of each of their turns on 3 Constitution saving throws. If they fail all 3, then they are permanently turned to stone. And so it's just like death saves, basically, where they have to either succeed 3 times or fail 3 times, or they're turned to stone. So after that first whatever it is, your divination wizard uses their portent to make sure they fail that first one. First of all, they're out of commission for the rest of combat. It doesn't matter. As long as you maintain your concentration on that spell, they are turning to stone. And if the spell completely succeeds, they're petrified. And so for all intents and purposes, that boss monster is...
I'm so sorry, boys. That was my mother.
Yeah, I'm so glad you shut her down.
Oh, yeah. No, I hung up immediately.
Regardless, the boss monster is dead, basically. So, super, super powerful spell. The reason that I love it, though, is from the DM's perspective. I can't think of a more maniacal, evil spell to throw at your players than Flesh to Stone, because, it's got to be a 20th level caster villain versus a lower level party, just to you throw it in there. They're maintaining their concentration, and you're just watching them scramble and throw all of their. You got to get the paladin in there so that their saves are higher. We have to use all of our inspiration. We have to use all of our luck points. We have to use whatever it is to make sure we make those saves.
Can you cast it on multiple people?
Let me see.
Because that would be cool.
No, it is a single target. So you could
twin spell.
You could twin spell it.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the one way to make it multiple. But
you guys get ready for the 8th layer of hell.
No, don't say that.
I just made that up.
Yeah, you say you made it up, but did you actually make it up? I don't trust you at all. What I do like, and I'll pitch in a little bit, I like the idea that it's the villain's spell, for sure. I agree with you. But even better, the idea that you build it could be one-off or a campaign or whatever it may be, you have a party where that's your shtick. That's what you do, right? You have this one person that casts it, and the rest of your party is designed to make that person fail all of their saves. You have portents. You have things that give them disadvantage. You give them Mind Sliver, -4. You bane them. Do some crazy stuff so they just fail all their saves, and you just win all fights.
Yeah. So
what's the name of the basilisk? Yeah. That's the name of your party.
That's sick. You could be like an adventuring group.
Yeah,
that's actually very
said.
cool. Well, think about you're like bounty hunters, right? So you have to bring in people's heads for like a prison or something. So you just turn them to stone, you drag them back. Like, I got him. He was right here.
Oh yeah,
that would be sick.
That would be super sick.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
and so I love that as well, as this spell is its own win condition. It completely changes the way you think about combat when the monster isn't a sack of hit points; it's a sack of legendary resistances. We get all those down, and then we flesh to stone, and then we start rolling, and we make it as hard as possible for them to succeed. When you get down to it, it is just banishment with extra steps. But I love the the little timer element. I love the flavor of it. It makes you think of the basilisk, Medusa, the White Witch from Narnia, if you're so inclined.
That's what you thought of the White Witch from Narnia?
Yeah.
That was a good one. I wasn't thinking of
the King Midas and his Golden Touch.
Yeah, or King Midas and his Golden Touch, or Mammon, who we fought in our last session, who didn't flesh to stone us, he fleshed to gold at us.
This man was whacking us with a man purse and turning us to gold.
Yeah, It was great.
It wasn't even like a sword. It was a big old man purse is all it was. That's terrible.
Full of molten coins.
How does it feel to get murdered by a man purse? Just knocked on your butt, turn gold.
I'm the killer.
Gosh. Poor Varys was out for the entire fight.
I felt so bad, dude. Oh my gosh. So, anyways, do you guys have any other 6th level spells you'd like to talk about?
One more I'll mention very briefly, because I can think of a very specific iconic moment in Critical Role, which a lot of people refer back to.
Oh, we already decided we were going to talk about that.
Oh
in
no,
this episode.
I meant Adventure Time. That's what I was going to talk about.
I'll allow it, Drew. Continue about Critical Role.
So in one of the famous one-offs where they did a little battle royale, right towards the end of the series, a particular God, at the time, I don't know which character he was, so I won't say any more. But this particular character had cast a spell called Globe of Invulnerability. And when they cast this little bubble appears around you, and you're basically just invulnerable to damage at this point. Magical spells don't go through this thing. I think it's up to like one level higher than the level you cast it at. So if you cast it at 8th level, nothing goes through this thing. People can't get in or out. There's no physical attacks.
I think you've got it reversed. So
what's up?
It's specific for spells. So any spell it's a 6th level spell of 5th level or lower cast from the outside of the barrier, can't affect creatures or objects within. And then each time you cast it, it's spells of 1 level lower. So if you 9th level Globe of Invulnerability, anything but a 9th level spell can't pass through.
Hey, still really cool. It still rejects magic, which there's not a lot of stuff that does that in the game that just shuts down your magic, besides Counterspell or like Anti-Magic Field, right? This literally just shuts down spells, things that are coming at you, and you can have other people standing next to you. So that's pretty sick. I also love the idea, honestly, the main reason you do it, I just kind of want to roll around in it. I don't even know if it says you specifically can do that, but I just want to roll around like a little hamster while I'm in this ball.
We had a party member in our original campaign who cast shield that way. He was levitating, and he cast shield on himself, and he rolled around like he was in a shield because everybody kept missing him.
Yeah, Snagglepuss.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that was hilarious.
But yeah, there's nothing, too incredible about this spell. I just love it for flavor. I've heard of it being cast, and I've heard some great stories about how it's been cast. So I feel like it has to be among the list for sure. Definitely one of the cooler ones, especially when, you're trying to, pick the good ones out of 6th level. Definitely one of the coolest ones. I love it. Definitely give it a try.
It's the spell that your boss monster casts whenever all their minions are fighting you, and then they come in for phase 2.
Oh no.
Yeah, honestly, a Globe of Invulnerability would suck on an enemy monster, but that's probably what it's best used for.
Well, I like the idea because how things berserk once they get so low on health, they end up going like into a rage or something like that. I like kind of what you were saying. I like the idea of a magic item that once you get down to a certain amount of health, it triggers. Right, very similar to a second phase of a boss battle. I love that because that extra layer of armor, where all of a sudden that strategy you've been using the whole time of casting these long-range spells, right? They don't work anymore, so now you have to get up close and personal with this thing. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, or maybe it covers like part of their body like armor, so you have to hit a specific point so their AC goes up.
Oh, like they have like an Achilles heel sort of a
yeah,
vibe
like
going
maybe
on.
it covers their neck down, so you have to get headshots, and so like maybe you do a little more damage, but their AC is like 3 higher or 4 higher. That's cool.
You cast the spell wrong, and it encloses everything except your head.
Yeah.
And you just start rolling around, and just bonking your head on the floor. That's a good way to mess
funny.
up the spell. I
You
actually
see,
love that.
in my imagination, it's like a Halo bubble shield.
Yes.
You could just go through it.
Oh, okay, that's pretty sick. I do like that idea. A lot of ways to flavor it. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it like that, but that actually makes a lot of sense.
We're gonna get to the 7th level spells in a second here, but
I think we should definitely do those on the following episode as we are hitting our limit here.
Oh, okay. Well, then we've got plenty of time. So I'll just mention heal, which no one's mentioned
Oh,
yet.
heal's a great spell.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah, so heal is the perfect healing spell, I guess. You cast it, it's a 6th level spell, and instantly any target, you don't have to roll or nothing, you get 70 hit points back every single time. This spell also ends blindness, deafness, and any diseases affecting the target, though it doesn't get rid of petrification and that sort of thing. So still a reason to cast Greater Restoration and that sort of thing. But this is, again, it's great if you have a party cleric or druid who can cast this, but in my mind, it's also great for, the NPC that you have.
We
along
have
with
had
the party.
NPCs cast heal many times on our party.
Definitely saved our butt for sure.
Yeah, well, I guess I forget that Lulu played the cleric role because every time you guys would be in a situation where healing or like greater restoration was needed, Lulu was there. But then as soon as she was gone, it was like, oh, they're gold now.
Yeah.
I can't fix that.
Yeah, DM thoughts. Like, they're first layer of hell, no big deal. I'll give them a full-blown cleric with heal, right? Oh, you guys are 2 layers down or deeper? Pfft, take that cleric away. You guys don't need it.
Well,
it's
yeah,
fine.
now you have a big beefy boy along with you.
But he can't cast heal, though. That's a big deal.
What if he could this whole time?
Can you imagine he didn't cast it at all? Oh, that's actually disgusting.
just didn't know if I liked you guys enough yet.
I don't know. I feel like a pit fiend casting heal would be
weird.
terrifying.
It'd be so weird.
Like, you definitely get burned a whole lot. Like, you would take damage in the process. You'd have like scarring or something crazy going on.
Every spot that was healed, just terrible scars. Like, awful scars.
I healed you. Well, not really though.
I feel better, but like, look at my eye.
Okay, sure. You healed me, but all the cells have been replaced with cancer cells.
Oh, man. That sucks. Or you age a few years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some crazy
it's
shit
a
like
trade-off of some kind. That really stinks.
Other 6th level spells.
Yeah, let's do some honorable mentions. So one for me would be Disintegrate. Awesome 6th level spell. One that I've seen used a couple of times. One that I've used a couple of times in story spots. But I would rather have Chain Lightning, and I do think Disintegrate is an amazing spell.
Yeah, so I will go to bat for Disintegrate. I think versus some other similar spells like Chain Lightning, it feels high level because there's a flat damage threshold that it gives you. So it is a single target spell, which is it can be, your mileage may vary with how useful it is, but it does 40 plus 10d6 force damage, and that 40 is just, that's the base. Every single time it's going to do at least 40 damage, which is nothing to sneeze at. Not even at higher levels. It's usually a pretty great option to use against any boss that you're fighting.
But Chain Lightning is going to do an average of a little over 40.
Right.
With the single target option on it.
Right, but the minimum that Disintegrate can do is 50 points of damage.
Right.
At max, it can do 140 points of force damage.
Right.
Which, again, nothing resists force, almost. So, definitely nothing to sneeze at. But the other thing that it does is it's just great at destroying things. So, the spell automatically disintegrates a large or smaller non-magical object or a creation of magical force. If the target is huge or larger, or is a huge or larger object or creation of force, the spell disintegrates a 10-foot cube portion of it. A magic item is unaffected by this spell. But things that it does work against, Wall of Force, I believe Force Cage, it also works against, and certain aspects of other spells. I believe there's a something in a prismatic wall that Disintegrate has to destroy, or it can't be destroyed. So super helpful to have around, and I don't know. It's really just an awesome spell, and if it kills the thing that you're targeting, they're instantly disintegrated, which is, again, just it's the thing that the wizard pulls out as their look how powerful I am. You cease to exist. Snap.
Yeah.
And the funniest part of the spell, to that point, it disintegrates them, all of them, except for anything magical on them. So it's basically instant loot. Any sort of looter shooter you've ever played, you drop them and just all their goodies
It's
drop
like the
right at
Scott
their feet.
Pilgrim versus the World when they drop coins on the ground.
Yep.
Exactly.
I love that concept, just making it a little goofy.
That is funny.
Also
I like that.
love Disintegrate just because it's one of those spells. I think we've talked about this. It's one of like the 3 spells you could just snap someone away. If you could Thanos snap somebody away and flavor it that way, it's sick. Come on,
Yeah.
you just feel super powerful.
Which, to talk about another 6th level damaging spell that it's got its own thing, but it sucks in comparison. Harm, specific to clerics. This spell, again, single target. It's a con save, and it deals 14d6 necrotic damage. So, doesn't come anywhere close to Disintegrate with regard to the damage. But if the target fails the save, then their hit point maximum is reduced by the amount of damage they take. So, that's cool. But unless you're fighting, an enemy cleric, basically, I don't know how many monsters we fought. We could probably count them on one hand. The amount of times we've had a monster that can heal itself.
Right.
So,
But when they do, though, it's a big deal. So the idea that they can heal back up, That's pretty sick. I think it's definitely more so
It's
a
nice, but
villain
it's
spell.
situational.
But
It's situational, especially if you know you're going after a monster that can regenerate. Maybe you're going after like a vampire or something like that. Then it's like, ooh, make sure I have harm available to me.
I think vampires might be immune to necrotic damage, though.
Fuck that, then. What am I
Never
saying?
which it's kind of funny. I wonder. I think could you technically transmute it, do a different type of damage, and it still work? I don't know if you could transmute away from necrotic. I know you can't transmute to it.
If you really want to put in the effort to,
Does transmuting have to be an element?
I think it's got. I'd have to check. I think it has to be an element of some sort. But there's only so many things you can go to.
Right. Transmute. You can't transmute into necrotic damage, so you probably
think away,
can't.
though.
You probably can't transmute from necrotic either. I'd have to relook at the.
The thing
the
is,
meta
though, with
magic.
my kind of house rule where I let you take the spell at different damage, should I allow you to take harm with a different type of damage as the base? Maybe I'd only let you take radiant as the opposite one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I love the idea that it's fire or ice, and so you're so heavily burned that those areas cannot heal. Like they're magically burnt, they
Yeah.
can't heal over, or it's like frozen solid in those parts, and you can't melt the ice. Like, that's really
I
sick.
do like that, and it makes sense in my head, so I'd probably allow it.
Yeah. Always ask your DM for more stuff.
I mean,
guys.
it makes
Always.
sense for pretty much all the other ones too, though, because lightning would burn that spot, and then you could see like acid or poison, like poison
Oh,
into
yeah.
the organs around that area just never properly heal again, or acid burns again. You know,
Yeah, the one other thing that I'll mention about harm that I didn't say is it can't drop you below 1 hit point, which I do like harm. Flavorfully there, as it's just there to maim you and put you in your place, which is why only clerics can have it. It's like, I'm diffusing the situation. I'm gonna drop you down to 1 hit point. You are basically done. Now
that way I
let's
can
talk
catch
about
you
it.
with my Pokeball.
Yeah, basically, it's false swipe.
Yeah,
Now, I think horror only lasts so long. I want to say it's like an hour or something if I had to guess. But
Yeah, it is an hour.
I absolutely love the idea you wake up in a dungeon or something like that, and the boss they know you're a hero, so they've cast this on you like 3 or 4
harmed
times.
you.
Your max hit point is 1, and you're just super weak, and you have like this necrotic ooze coming off your skin, and you have to find a way out of this to get rid of the disease,
I
get
should
your
have done
points
that to
back.
Healy.
Oh, that would have been sick.
See ice capture and have him wake up harmed.
I wouldn't like that as much though, because he would have died, and I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like when he dies though.
Well, you would have revived him. You already had to. He did die.
Oh, think about it though. If you took 2 points of damage at that point, you would die outright because you'd have 1 hit point.
That's true.
2 points of damage,
Yeah.
you're instantly dead.
Yeah, you don't really think about that, huh?
That's terrible. That's absolutely disgusting.
Someone pulls out like a little knife, and you're like, "Oh no,
Oh, no.
Or like you're scared of biting your lip when you eat.
A sewer rat runs by and you're like 18th level, like, don't you dare.
Please don't.
Be scared of all the things you shouldn't be scared of anymore. It's actually pretty funny.
All right, quick shout outs here for the end of the episode. Any others?
Sunbeam is cool. It's like the ultimate vampire destroying spell. You basically get to shoot a Kamehameha as your action for a minute. Tasha's Otherworldly Guise is an awesome transformation spell. So is Tensor's Transformation. Both super cool. But Tasha's, I feel like, is a more universally usable spell. Tensor's Transformation is very specific. It basically turns your caster into a fighter. And to get the most use out of that, you also want to have a lot of levels in a martial class. So there's a very thin margin for where I think that spell's super useful. Let's see. Oh, Drew, you love Scatter.
Yes, I have yet to use it, but there's been a few situations where it definitely would have been helpful. I do like the spell. Just basically, you get to reset the battlefield. So if you and a bunch of your friends are in a sort of a bad situation, maybe someone has the high ground, or they've surrounded you or something like that, or you all need to be out of your cells, something like that, you can cast Scatter, and everyone around, you can use it offensively too, but all of your friends are now in different spots wherever you want. So you get to basically redraw the battle map with all your characters. It's pretty sick.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And Hero's Feast. I really love Hero's Feast. It takes 10 minutes to cast. It costs 1,000 gold every time you want to cast it. But it is all right, let's prep for the final boss and get everyone buffed up. It basically, you take an hour to eat a huge feast. Up to 12 creatures can eat it. And after, for the next 24 hours, the creature is cured of all diseases. and poison, becomes immune to poison and being frightened, and makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage, and its hit point maximum also increases by 2d10. And it gains the same number of hit points.
And
That's a lot.
there's a cookbook called Heroes Feast.
There is indeed a D&D cookbook.
I own it. I made at Thanksgiving I made a wood elven salad and it was great.
Really?
Yeah, it was wonderful. It uses things like you use Brussels sprouts as the base. You put some leaves in there. You actually sprinkle edible flowers over the top. Put a couple of like oranges and different fruits on the outside, and then you use honey as like the dressing.
Didn't
It was
your,
wonderful.
Didn't your Thanksgiving almost kill somebody though?
Well, that was the turkey.
Was it the turkey or was it really the salad and you're covering up?
Thank you for listening to Table Talk Friday, where we talked about 6th-level spells and many other news updates for this episode. You can find us on social media platforms like Twitter at Table Talk Friday, YouTube at Table Talk Friday. We don't have an Instagram yet. We still haven't made it. Instagram at Table Talk Friday, TikTok at Table Talk Friday, and on patreon.com/Table Talk Friday, where Good Old Gamer is our producer, Eric, for the month. You can be a producer, Eric, too, if you hop over to patreon.com/Table Talk Friday and support the show, where we have all kinds of bonus content coming out, like the post show that you can hear me talk on right after this. And with that, can I have the Wood Elf's salad? Take me out.
Well, here I am. I don't know why we decided to put honey on a salad. I think that's kind of a weird choice.
It was great.
I also don't know how frequent wood elves might actually have access to Brussels sprouts. I'm pretty sure those grow in the ground, which wood, when I think of wood, it's really more of like a tree thing. So, anyway, I'm done contemplating my existence. I hope you enjoyed the show. But if you want to make me, you need to purchase a book from Wizards of the Coast, and I know a lot of people don't want to do that still. So, I don't know. Figure that one out. Have a good night.